Lord, take me back. Welcome to episode 2 of Story Time with me, Tony. Today's episode is going to be pretty disgusting. I'm going to tell the story of the first time I ever had a three-way, and it was not very good. So, yeah. Don't need to do an intro for this episode. Here's the fucking story. So a couple years ago, I'm not sure how many, I used to stay with my friend a lot. Basically lived at his house for like 2 weeks. I'm going to talk about my friend a lot throughout this video. He's the one that I had the three-way with, but I don't want to say his real name. Let's just call him Joe. Ah, fuck, that's his real name. So anyways, Mike and I went to this pro wrestling show in a town about 45 minutes from his house. So while he was outside smoking at the show, he met some chick. I didn't meet the chick. I didn't know who she was, what she looked like. I didn't even know her name. I guess they exchanged like contact information, like Facebook, text numbers, whatever. So I'm going back to Mike's house after the show. So we drive back to his house, and I'm just laying there, you know, watching YouTube, and he's texting this bitch, and we're just hanging out. I think we were eating pizza or something, I don't know. He had mentioned to me that she had asked if he could come hang out or whatever. And keep in mind, it's like, I want to say it was like 11:30 at night, and it's like a 45-minute drive. Now, Joe, Mike, has never had a car. He's never had his license. You know, I don't even think he knows how to drive, at least in the time that I've known him. Basically, it's up to me to drive him there if we end up going. He doesn't get laid very often, so if this is an opportunity to get pussy, I don't want to be the dude stopping that. So I jokingly said, you know, if I'm going to drive 45 minutes, I better get some pussy out of this too. So he says that to her. She doesn't seem to have a problem with it. So I'm like, fuck yeah. But here's the thing. I never had a three-way before, and something about having a three-way with my best friend seemed kind of awkward to me. I wanted to do it, but at the same time, I was kind of nervous. Now, the only reason I did do it was for the story. If I have any piece of advice for you guys, it's when you're scared to do something, do it for the story. The story's always going to be better than the experience. Because I'll tell you what, that experience fucking sucked. But this story's going to be fucking epic. Anyway, so, like I said, I didn't know what she looked like. I didn't know who she was, anything like that. So he had to kind of like describe her to me. He didn't really like paint the image in my head that she was really attractive. He was kind of just trying to convince me that she would be a good lay. Like I wouldn't hate myself for fucking this chick. He was wrong. Anyway, so we're in the car and we're just driving or whatever. And the closer we get to this bitch's house, the more nervous I get, because you can say you don't care about looks if you're a guy and you only care about what's on the inside. In all honesty, you do care what a chick looks like when you pull up. And I've had chicks before where I pulled up to pick them up, or I went to hang out with them at their house or met them somewhere, yada yada yada, and it's not the way they look in their pictures. My dumbass didn't think to ask for a picture of this chick. I don't know why. I should have. It might have helped the situation a little bit. So I didn't know what this bitch looked like until I got there. It's kind of like a blind date, but for three-ways. Blind gangbang? Is that a TV show? Maybe Netflix could pick up on that shit. Anyway, we pull up, finally. We picked her up from somebody's house, and we had to take her to this like trailer park or whatever. But as we pulled up, I saw her, and I was like, man, I don't really want to do this anymore. We might as well just turn back around. I don't want to fuck that, man. He's still trying to convince me. He's like, come on, man, we drove all the way here, like blah 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what, Joe or Mike, you're right, we can do this. It'll just be a funny story. I'm not usually one to judge a woman on the way she looks. I really despise people that do that a lot of the times. But I thought this might have been a dude when we pulled up. That's how bad it looked. Anyway, so she gets in the car and she's drunk. And we just start driving, and she's giving us directions to this trailer park. And the trailer park itself looked abandoned. It was a shit shanty town of a trailer park. We pull into this one trailer or whatever. Nobody resides at this trailer. Like, I don't know whose place this was that we were going to. It definitely wasn't hers. If she has a friend that lives there, that friend's a fucking disgusting piece of shit, and they deserve to fucking die. Dog shit everywhere, empty Sprite 2 liters all over the ground, dog shit, and pop cans. Then there was like this chewed up ass sofa that we were all sitting on. I don't think there was a TV. It wasn't the most romantic setting. It was fucking disgusting. If this chick were a house, it'd be this house. So anyways, we're all just kind of sitting there, and like, I've never had a three-way before. She's never had a three-way before, but Joe, Mike, has had a few three-ways before, so he kind of, I was kind of just waiting for him to make a move, because I don't really know what to do. But we're all just sitting there on the couch, and like, I'm right here, she's in between us, and he's on the left of her. And as we're sitting there, we're just texting each other back and forth, just like dogging on this chick, and we're just like laughing like hysterically, and she's like, what's so funny? And we're just like, nothing. Not only were we dogging her, but we were texting our other friend who was also dogging her. That was just really fun for us. Anyway, so we were sitting there for about an hour, just like awkwardly small talking. It was really weird. I didn't want to be the one to make the first move because I don't really know what to do in that type of situation. I was just waiting on Mike to go ahead and kind of Jesus take the wheel type of situation, right? Eventually they just started making out. As they're making out, I'm trying to figure out like where I'm supposed to come in at. Like I don't know when, I don't want to interrupt what they're doing, so I was just kind of looking for my way in, and I only know like a couple ways a three-way can work, and the most like obvious one in my head was someone in the front, someone in the back. Someone's getting head up front, someone's getting doggy from the back. So my thought is he's getting kissed in the front, so obviously I'm in the back. So the only thing I could think to do was to just come up behind her and just pull her pants down and just start fucking going. But I didn't want to do that because you can't do something like that unannounced. I didn't want to be the one to fucking ruin everybody's fun. So I'm just kind of sitting there waiting for like a put me in, coach. So eventually he starts getting naked, you know, and I already weirded out about seeing my friend's dick. She starts blowing him, so I'm like, okay, I guess the party's fucking starting now. She starts blowing both of us. Now, we started doing the double teaming, like one was in the front, one was in the back. He and I were both kind of silently like compromising on who's gonna be in the front, who's gonna be in the back, because the back smelled like shit and she bit during blowjobs. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation here. When I was in front, I don't know how to like politely like opt out of getting a BJ in the middle of a BJ. She was just going, but it hurt like it hurt like a bitch. So I was like kind of trying to pull away, like, you know, I'm done, like I don't want to do that anymore. I was like, you can just give me a hand job. I don't like hand jobs, but I'd rather have that than have my dick bit off. Don't get your dick bit off for a story. It's not worth it. Anyway, so we're going and like it's just weird. It's just gross. I don't know. It's all super sweaty. It smells like shit. She smells like shit. I'm looking at my friend's dick. I can't fucking not look at my friend's dick. It's distracting me. She's not attractive. Like this whole thing is just a big fucking sweaty mess of dog shit, soda cans, chewed up sofa, ass, and shit. Nobody finishes. We all just kind of give up in the middle of it. Then we're all just sitting there and we all just put our clothes back on. That was it. That was the whole thing. Like it was some of the worst sex I've ever had. The only three-way I've ever had. I don't know if I'm gonna ever have another one, but I hope I do, because I don't want that to be the only three-way memory I have in my entire life. Maybe if it was a different chick, maybe a different dude, it could be a little bit more fun, but that was fucking the shit. Literally. It's not anything I've ever seen in like three-way porn. Three-way porn is fucking awesome, but three-way in real life is fucking awkward. So we get back in the car and we take her back to where she was or whatever, and like she went back inside, and that was the last time I ever saw her, the only time I ever met her, and I still don't remember her name. I don't think I ever learned her name, to be honest. Like a couple days later, she's like texting Mike and like wanting to hook up again and wanted to be in a relationship. She thought this was a real thing and not just a fling. And anyway, fuck me, right? I was there too. She's not trying to get my number or anything. It's okay. I'm sorry my dick isn't good enough for you. But he just doesn't want anything to do with her, so he just cuts her off and just stops talking to her, and that made her mad. A couple days go by and her sister, who was really hot, I guess decided to call us out and try to say that we got her drunk, peer pressure her into fucking both of us, which is totally untrue at all. I don't think getting gang raped is a really good cover up for just being a whore. If asking you for a three-way and then you saying yes to a three-way with two strangers is raping you, then we Bill Cosby that bitch. Anyway, yeah, nothing really happened from there. Like they just kind of got pissed off. There's no contact between anybody now. Yeah, that was one of the weirdest experiences of my life. That's the whole story. Nothing too crazy really happened, but it was just, I think it's a funny story, and I don't regret doing it, obviously, but so yeah, I hope you guys like that story or whatever, and just go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. Give me some likes, give me some shares, give me some comments. Go ahead and like my Facebook page I got up now. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. Don't forget to tune into the next episode that will be up in exactly 2 weeks. I thank you guys for watching the show. Have a good weekend. See ya.